Welcome, Suns fans, to the November 1st edition of the Sundress Dunks podcast, fresh off the Halloween win against the Utah Jazz. That was a great game. It was really nice to see us beat them after the close loss earlier in the week. And man, the Sundress Dunks are back. Ryan Dunn, Oso Ighodaro. We got these demons in transition, athletic young players throwing the ball down. Hopefully, we'll see some of the other rookies later. But it's really nice to see a much more fun, athletic team this year. And what a great win last night. You know, the real Devin Booker is back. I said this was going to be his career year. I still think that. This guy is really in his bag lately. He's playing well all around. You know, he's been so calm, cool, and collected this season. He's not arguing with the refs as much. He doesn't look perturbed all the time by his teammates. He just looks calm and so refreshed. And you know, he's been playing well on defense the last couple of games. He's been an absolute demon on offense. You know, last night he played 39 minutes. Not sure why he played quite so much in a blowout game, but he hit 6 of 9 on threes. He's now averaging 49.2 from the field, close to his career high. And he's averaging 43.2% from three on 7 threes per game. That number of three attempts ties his career high from last year. But if he can keep that percentage up, it would be much higher than his career high that he's ever hit. So he's really been amazing from threes. I noticed the last couple of games in particular, he's been getting a lot of wide open spot up threes. He doesn't have to take them all off the dribble. Guys are really finding him. This offense has been working really well so far. We're getting a lot of open shots. We have several guys in the top 10 of the most open shots per game in the league. And so it's really been pretty interesting that we've been pretty good offensively despite not having Jalen Green. And we'll see if that continues. But Devin Booker has 30 points in 5 of his first 6 games, and he's the first Sun to ever do that. So Book has been great. The other nice thing about the Jazz game last night is we were only rebounded by 4. We got killed by them earlier in the week in that, so that was nice. Ryan Dunn had 10 rebounds. He's been pretty excellent in that category at least. Mark Williams, you know, it wasn't his best game last night with only 9 points and 7 rebounds, but he has been amazing so far. This guy has been looking exactly like the center we need. And, you know, if Mark Williams can stay healthy and keep it up, you definitely pay the man. And he could end up being the best center in Suns history. You know, he's impactful on both ends. He catches everything. He can throw it down. He's been having great blocks. He had 2 blocks in a row last night that were so athletic. And he just looks like everything we've asked for from the center position. Also nice last night, you know, Jordan Goodwin got in the game. He had 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Great defense. It was really nice to see him kind of fill up the stat sheet and play well. Really hope Jordan Goodwin can get some more minutes throughout the season. Colin had 12 points and 6 assists in 27 minutes last night, and he's averaging 25 minutes a game. Colin Gillespie has been great. He definitely was one that a lot of us were watching this season to be a breakout candidate. He was great in his minutes last year, but he's been fantastic this year. And I don't know if he can sustain 25 minutes a game when Jalen Green comes back, if he ever comes back. But definitely want to see Colin stick at least around 15 to 20 minutes per game. He's been really impactful on both ends. He's shooting 40% from 3 this year. And so he's been fantastic. You know, the other games this week, not so great, but really close, tough losses. We lost to the Jazz earlier in the week in overtime by 4. As I mentioned, you know, the Jazz out rebounded us 64 to 48 that game. Nurkic had 13 rebounds. How are we giving this baby fat Nurkic 13 rebounds? And then, last night he's falling all over our players. Come on, Nurk. You're better than that, man. But, the Jazz game earlier, it was nice to see Booker with 34 points, but 7 for 10 free throws. Love him getting to the line in that game. Williams had 25 and 11 in that game. And in that first Jazz game, Royce filled up the stat sheet. 17 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, and 5 threes. So he basically had the 5x5 box score that you see Andre Kirilenko or somebody have. So Rolls Royce, he's been pretty amazing so far this year. Had a really great week. Also in that first Jazz game, Gillespie had 13 assists. That was his NBA career high. His career high with the Valley Suns was 18. So Gillespie, man, he's really been dishing the rock. It's fantastic to see. He's definitely been a baby Nash lately. And the Grizz game, we lost by 1 when Booker couldn't hit the last shot. But the main stat there was we had 20 turnovers, and they had something like 37 points off turnovers. So we were just giving up the ball way too easily, easy runouts for the Grizz. You saw that a lot last year when we couldn't beat an athletic team. We just let them run all over us and commit way too many turnovers. So that Grizz game was kind of a bad throwback to last season. But I thought overall it was a good game. It was a close game most of the way, a game of runs. Booker had 32, but only 10 of 26 shooting in that game. That was a little bit rough. But Williams had 20 and 12 with 4 steals and a block. And Royce had 18 points. And then again in that game against the Grizzlies, Gillespie with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, filling up the box score, doing everything on defense, earning that villain junior moniker. Gillespie has really been fantastic on both ends. Loving what he's doing out there this year so far. Little stock up report for the week. Booker could be on there, but we know what he does. And his shooting's been a little bit rough. So we'll leave him off the report for this week. But we're going to give Royce a stock up. He's been balling out there. He's not only hitting the threes, but he's been rebounding. He's been getting steals. His defense isn't always great, but he's been doing his best out there, and got to give him a stock up on the week. Second stock up has definitely got to be Mark Williams. He's now averaging 24 minutes a game, 12.4 points on 59.5% shooting and 9.4 rebounds. Really impactful on everything. He gives us some thunderous dunks out there. And Mark Williams, we love you, man. Keep it up. Third stock up has got to be Colin Gillespie. 11.2 points on the year so far now, 5.7 assists, 1.3 steals, and shooting 40.5% from 3. So he's doing everything you want him to do out there. It's going to be really interesting to see how many minutes he plays when Jalen Green is back, which hopefully will be soon. And, stock down, I'm going to go with the guys who are losing minutes. Nigel has already lost most of his minutes once Brooks is back. Hayes Davis is probably going to be completely out of the rotation. So Nigel gets the first stock down. I'm going to give the second stock down to Oso Ighodaro. He's already lost his starting job. He's lost most of his minutes. He's done some good things at times, but he played 19 minutes last night, and he fouled out in 19 minutes. That's crazy. Oso has to be better if he's going to stay in the rotation. The third stock down, I'm going to go with Grayson. He had, a decent week overall, but he had the bad D on Jaw at the end of the game that kind of lost that game. He's already losing some of his minutes to Colin. And, he's playing 34 minutes a game right now. But when Jalen Green gets back, that's going to go way down. If you're giving a lot of your minutes to Colin Gillespie at guard off the bench, then you're not going to have a ton of minutes for Grayson left unless you go 3 guards. We've played 3 guards at times, and I think we will do that at times, but we're already pretty small, and I really do not want to see that 3 guard look too much. So I really hope Grayson is not playing more than 10 to 15 minutes a game, 20 at the absolute most. If he's playing more than that, that means we're going 3 guards a lot, and I do not want to do that. So we are now 2-4. We're so close to 4-2, but it's really the preseason until Jalen Green plays. We don't know what this team is going to look like with Jalen Green. He's going to really affect everything so much. But let's go through a few stats. Points, we're averaging 116. It's right in the middle of the league. The offense without Green has been fine. The field goal percentage is 44.8. It's a little below league average, but hopefully that's going to raise when Green gets back in there. The 3-point attempts, we are second in the league to Boston. We are shooting 45.7 threes a game. That has been amazing. We'll see if they can keep launching so many. We're converting at 35%, 16th in the league, right around league average. We'll see if we can bump that up a little bit. The free throw attempts is only 21.8. There's only 4 teams worse. We're getting hosed with some of this refereeing. We know the refs hate Devin Booker. And we'll see if that can get better. Jalen Green should be getting downhill. He should be getting some free throws. So hopefully we're going to be a little better in that. Our rebounding has been 43 rebounds a game. It's middle. It's league average. Hopefully it's going to bump up with Mark Williams playing more. We're averaging 27 assists a game, which is 11th. That's pretty good without a 2-point guard, so we'll take that. And then the hustle stats, we're doing really, really well. We have 10 steals a game. It's tied with the Clippers for 4th. And then blocks, we're averaging 5.5 a game, and that's 7th in the league. So the hustle is great, but we just see a few too many lapses and young player plays on defense. So our defensive rating is 116. It's 22nd in the league. They moved up about 5 spots with that win against the Jazz, but we definitely need to see that climb a little bit more. The overall net rating is minus 4.8. That's also 22nd. If you can bump up these numbers a little bit, you're easily fighting for the play-in. And so we'll see if they can do that. The week ahead, they've got 4 brutal games to test whether we're doing better or not. Hopefully, Jalen Green is going to play in at least some of these games. Tomorrow, Sunday, we got to play the Spurs. They have the highest net rating in the league of 13.3. They're undefeated, along with only the Thunder and the Bulls. I don't know how the Bulls are undefeated, but the Spurs, man, they're plus 72 in point differential so far this season. And Wemby, man, he has been going absolute bonkers. He has arrived. He's averaging 30 points a game, but 14.6 rebounds and 4.8 blocks. This guy is a total cheat code. The Spurs might have a dynasty the next few years if they don't mess it up. And I really hate to see that, but Wemby has been amazing. And then they've got Castle averaging 18.8 points a game and Vassell averaging 16.8. It is a home game, so we'll see what the Suns can do, but it's probably going to be a loss. But if we were the first team to beat the Spurs on this season, man, that would be so amazing. I would love that. Then Tuesday, we face the Warriors on the road. They're 3rd in the West at 4-2. They've got Curry doing 27 a game, Butler averaging 21 a game. He's such a great fit. It's one of the great what ifs. What if this guy became a Sun? But, I like our young team. I'm glad we didn't get Butler, but he's a great fit over there with the Warriors. And then Kuminga is their 3rd player, averaging 17.5. Are they going to trade this guy? Right now, they're really a big 3 team with those 3 guys and not a lot outside of those 3 guys. So if they do trade Kuminga, it's going to be really interesting to see what they get. He's been really great for them. And then Thursday and Saturday, we've got a home and home with the Clippers. First game was home and then away. If we can split the games against the Clippers and maybe beat the Warriors or get at least one of those first 2 games, then we could have a 2-2 week. And that's what I'm really hoping. The Clippers are the old folks' home, but they might be the deepest team in the league. They are 7th in the West at 3-2 right now. They have no 30-point scorer out there. Kawhi is our leading scorer at 23.8, and then Harden at 21.8. But you have 5 guys averaging double figures. You have guys like Dunn, Batum, Collins, and Lopez off the bench that were all huge against us. Those are the guys that are really winning the Clippers games. It's not Bradley Beal. It's not Chris Paul. Beal has only played 3 games. He's back to PTO Beal. He's averaging only 6.7 points a game. This guy is washed. It's really been a good hate watch for the Bradley Beal haters. We'll see if he can do any better, but man, I think he's done. And then Chris Paul, he's only averaging 13.6 minutes. He's averaging 2.6 points and 4 assists. Chris Dunn is definitely better than Chris Paul. In my opinion, at this point, Paul is pretty close to washed, but the rest of the Clippers' top 10 guys are insanely effective. And we'll see if they have to, blow it up or lose Kawhi at some point in the season. But they're definitely looking like a team that will be in at least the play-in. And if they play a little bit better, they could be in the top 6. So it's going to be a fun next week. We'll see if the Suns can keep it up and, maybe get a little winning streak here. Maybe be the first team in the league to beat the Spurs. That would be amazing. But Jalen Green, we need you, man. We need a little bit more offense, and we need to see how you fit. And we'll see if Coach plays the rookies. Come on, Malawatch, Rasheer Fleming. They got in last night in garbage time, but the fan base is clamoring for these guys, especially if we do start losing. We've got to see the rookies play at some point. But Jordan Ott's been making adjustments. He's been getting some guys out of the rotation, and he's done a decent job overall. He's a rookie coach, and we're definitely going to give him a little bit more time. But we need to see how this team looks with Jalen Green. So hopefully we'll get that this week and have a great week. Maybe be that first team to beat Wimby. And we'll see you later, Suns fans. Suns up.